Storm.
Welcome back to P-Storm. We're about to wrap up Chapter 2 of Danganronpa 2. Find out who killed Mahiru. That almost rhymed like 3 times in a row. But before we do anything else, let's buy some skills. So I've got 11 hope fragments. Let's just see what skills we want. Okay, logic dive. I don't think we've done that one yet. I do like the sound of this one. Yeah, let's get that one. Let's see. So now what can I get for 5 hope fragments or less? It reduces your aiming speed. Why would you want that? Oh, yes, definitely take this one. I can't even tell you how many times I've missed because the fucking cursor keeps, like, slipping. Like you're using, like you're using the sniper rifle in Metal Gear Solid 2.
No, let me go. Help me. He's gonna do something crazy to me. I'll be ruined. Hey, shut up and stay put. You...
I am not even gonna say that.
Hey, stop harassing me.
This is... what's going on? Hiyoko was trying to run away, so Monokuma brought her here by force. But Hiyoko's still trying to run away, so Monokuma's trying to wrap her in a full Nelson.
Hey, if you don't stay put, I'm gonna make you a part of this island's food chain. Jeez, making me waste my sweet-ass time. But there's another problem to deal with besides this one. Where the heck is Fuyuhiko? That guy, he totally ditched. He totally ditched my appointment. He pisses me off.
What the hell? Eek! His anger changed his form. I'm right here.
Uh-huh.
Fuyuhiko, you came. I was worried about you. There's nowhere for me to run anyway, so no matter the ending, I have to accept it, right? But still, I'm a Yakuza. Accepting defeat is not an option. Fuyuhiko, what does that mean?
Well, it's all good. If the trial heats up, it's all good. Anyway, looks like everyone's here, so let us depart now. I'll go first and be one step ahead of you guys.
Crap. I'm not mentally prepared yet. Do you even have to prepare? If you don't have enough power, harness your latent energy. Come on, bring out that energy! So it begins. The beginning of the end. Now then, let's keep our spirits high, so we can one day find that shining hope. That's right. Moving forward is the only option. Oh, I forgot to talk to everyone. Oh well.
Eek! No matter how many times I see it, it's such bad taste. The worst, the lowest, most brutal taste.
Somehow I moved my muscles, stiff from fear and nerves, and awkwardly walked onto the escalator. For some reason, my breathing was short. I was eventually struck by a feeling similar to dizziness. The moment all of us were inside Monokuma Rock. A rumbling sound filled the room, and the surrounding space began to fall. As it shook with a clatter, the elevator we were inside continued to drop. Throughout that drop, I was fluctuating between feeling hope and despair, as if my heart was a rotten fruit swelling in the sun before it finally goes quick. I suddenly stopped breathing. My consciousness began to fade from the pressure. I tried to endure that pressure by firmly standing on my legs, and after a while, the elevator's vibrations gradually weakened. And then it stopped altogether.
Aim! Defeat the boring routine! So, I've decided to start redecorating. How's it look? Mr. Monokuma's redecoration is awesome, isn't it? It's not like I'd allow you to think otherwise anyway.
To go to the trouble of doing something this elaborate, really, what is your true intention?
Nothing really. Essentially, this killing game is just to kill time anyway.
Kill time?
To break away from my purpose. That alone is my purpose. A purpose is only gonna be a weakness. Those who have purpose are always the weakest ones in the bunch. That's why you guys should forget about such cheap-ass purposes like trying to survive. And enjoy the class trial from the bottom of your hearts!
It's starting. The class trial is starting. Mahiru Koizumi, the ultimate photographer. She had an unyielding force of personality, but she was actually very good at taking care of people. Most importantly, she was always straightforward. The person that killed her is among us. I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it, but regardless, we need to find the answer. It doesn't matter if you believe it or not. Because it's the only way. Aside from finding out who the killer is, there's no other way for us to survive. And so, the life-threatening trial billowing with hope and despair has begun. Alright, let's set our motherfucking skills. Okay, good. Charisma, cool and composed. Infinity Unlimited Flame increases the power of the silencer. Ooh! Cheat code. I'm guessing that's Chiaki's ultimate skill.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you'll present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the Blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the Blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island.
Oh, no matter how many times I hear it, it's such a cruel rule.
Now then, let's first discuss the motive. That masterpiece of gaming, Twilight Syndrome murder case.
What? Who cares about that game? Hang on one sec. Yes. If this whole thing is voiced, we're gonna have a problem. Yeah, let's turn it down to like... There we go. Turn it down to the volume of the BGM. The outcome of this trial should be determined by whether or not we find Mahiru's killer. Nevertheless, we shouldn't ignore it. After all, that game is the motive this time. Yeah, you're right. Then let's try discussing that first. I'm sure everyone who's beaten the game already knows that it's based on an actual murder case. Some of us have not beaten the game. Give us a detailed explanation. It means Twilight Syndrome Murder Case is a non-fiction game. Additionally, some of us are characters in that game too. Some of us are characters in a video game? Nekomaru, I'd hate to break it to you, but we're all characters in a video game. So, I think it's better if we clarify who the characters in the game are first. The characters in the game were Girl A, Girl B, Girl C, Girl D, Girl E, Boy F. And the high school girl who got killed at the beginning. By using the staff roll after clearing the game as a reference, I should be able to figure out who's who. The first character the player was able to control was Girl A. The true identity of Girl A is probably Mikan! Girl A is probably Mikan Sumigi.
Me?
That timid tone. That definitely sounds like Girl A. Based on the list of names on the staff roll, I can't think of anyone else who would be Girl A.
Why am I in a video game? That's an infringement of my right to privacy. Ha! A nasty, trashy pig shit like you doesn't have any privacy rights.
Ah, a nasty, trashy pig shit. Feel like I've heard that in the game, too.
Huh?
She's right. The one who said that was... Girl B was short and foul-mouthed. She's probably Hyoko.
Short and foul-mouthed? That's like the complete opposite of me.
Anyway, let's move on. Next is Girl C. Girl C, huh? Her personality was hyper, energetic, and unique. That was Ibuki. Girl C is Ibuki. Girl C? Then I'll see you next Tuesday. I get the feeling... Yeah, I get the feeling Ibuki likes girls. That's all I'm gonna say. Then let's move on to Girl D. Girl D, huh? There's only one person who always had a camera with them. Girl D is Mahiru, the victim in this case. You know, I just noticed that Hajime has the empty set symbol in his eyes. It's one of my favorite symbols. Definitely my favorite mathematical symbol. Yeah, that's correct. Let's skip Girl E and talk about Guy F. He's Guy F. Aren't you Guy F, Fuyuhiko? I was in a game? That's fucking stupid. That reminds me. Wasn't there another person whose last name was Kuzuryu? Another person? It was one of the names on the staff roll. The names were Tsumiki, Koizumi, Sayonji, Miyoda, Sato, Kuzuryu, and then another Kuzuryu. Hold on. Why do you keep saying there were two Kuzuryus? It's not like I'm wrong. That's how it's written on the staff roll. Since you beat the game, you probably know what this actually means, right? The reason Fuyuhiko's last name Kuzuryu appears twice. It's true I have a hunch, but to call me out like that, Nagito, you're definitely someone I shouldn't mess with. The reason Fuyuhiko's last name Kuzuryu appears twice, it's probably because... In the game, Guy F, Kuzuryu, mentions that he has a little sister. Gah! What do you mean, little sister? This is what Guy F said in that game. That bitch. What the hell'd she do to my little sister? It's pretty clear. There's no doubt that Guy F had a little sister. Plus, the sister actually appeared in the game. That's why the name Kuzuryu appeared twice. By the way, what role did Guy F's little sister, the other Kuzuryu, play? You probably noticed, right? I don't really want to say it myself. I need to move the conversation forward. The only character in the game I could see being Fuyuhiko's little sister is... the dead high school girl who was the first victim in the game is the only person I can think of. That bitch, Girl E, was it? Based on Guy F's tone in that game, it's clear that Girl E is not his little sister. So if the only person left is the dead high school girl, then she must be Fuyuhiko's sister.
Why do you sound so fucking happy? That's a winning personality you got there.
Winning personality? Are you praising me?
I was being sarcastic, dumbass.
Hey, you said the game is a work of non-fiction. That means Fuyuhiko's little sister is...
Yeah, I have a little sister. Something wrong with that? It's just a fucking game. Don't go mixing up some video game with reality.
It's not just a game. It's definitely based on true events. That's why it's the motive.
Don't go making shit up, bastard.
If she was the type to die easily, I'd have fucking killed her myself a long time ago.
I mean, when I first entered Hope's Peak Academy, she was mouthing off to me as usual and sent me off. It happened just the other day. About that, you're probably thinking like that because you've lost your memories. Shut the fuck up, you be quiet.
I see. So you're never gonna accept that the game is based on true events, huh? Okay. I understand your attitude toward this class trial now. Nagito, you seem to be doubting Fuyuhiko a bit. Do you suspect he's the killer? A mystery that easily would make me feel sad. Or a mystery that easy would make me feel sad. It wouldn't be good enough to serve as everyone's stepping stone. That's why I'd be much happier if Fuyuhiko wasn't the killer. Okay, you're starting to act weird again. Anyway, now we've established who all the characters in the game are. Girl A is Mikon, Girl B is Hyoko, Girl C is Ibuki, Girl D is Mahiru, Guy F is Fuyuhiko, and the first victim in the game, that dead high school girl, is Fuyuhiko's little sister.
That's just a story in a fucking game.
If so, then Girl E is Miss Sato.
Could it be the same Miss Sato who likes white rice?
That's probably a Japanese cultural reference that I don't get. I don't know which Sato you're talking about, but I don't think she's relevant to this case. Probably some, like, rice mascot or something like Uncle Ben. But then who was Spider-Man? Maybe it's related to Gundam's last name since they're both really plain names. What the heck is that wild connection? Tanaka may be an ordinary family name, but it's far better than Sato or Suzuki. And he also has a strange rivalry going on.
Hey, no one cares about that. Hurry up and talk about the mystery of the game. Huh? What do you mean, mystery of the game? My, you don't know? I heard that Girl E got killed. What? No way! Is that true? Getting killed is so violent, don't you know? My, such awful times we live in. Why did this happen?
You guys are definitely friends. So the mystery of the game is the murder of Girl E, correct? Then let's hurry up and solve it. Let's figure out why Girl E was killed. The reason Girl E was killed. I should be able to assume why based on the content of the game. I guess because Girl E witnessed the murder? I don't quite remember. Girl E witnessed the first high school girl's murder. She was killed to keep her from talking. Did the game ever go over that in detail? No, it didn't. Whoops. Girl E interfered with the first high school girl's murder. That's why she was killed. I see. That's the first I've heard of this. It's the first I've heard of it, too. I guess because Girl E was the killer? The reason Girl E was killed was because she killed the first victim of the game, which means Girl E was killed as revenge for the dead high school girl. What do you think, Fuyuhiko? Apparently Girl E was killed to avenge your little sister. You're fucking persistent. I don't care what that game said at all, but... Is that true? Girl E, she killed the first victim? In order to make that clear, we need to know more about the case involving the first victim's murder. It's the murder that occurred in the music room. I knew it would come up, so I prepared in advance. Look, I made a map of the music room's surroundings, which was the stage of the first case. I'm surprised you went to all this trouble. Mapping is second nature to retro game fans. Classic dungeon crawler RPGs have a first-person point of view, so mapping as you play it is a basic... We get it! Let's talk about that later so we can focus on the case. Then I'll start explaining. Girl A, Girl B, Girl C, and Girl D were at the entrance hall when they heard the sound of the glass breaking. Immediately, they climbed the stairs to the second floor and headed to where they heard that sound. Girl E was in front of the music room on the second floor, and she confirmed that the sound came from in there. But the door to the music room was locked. So Girl D went to get the key from the office, and when the five of them were finally able to go inside, they found the victim's body, dead from a blow to the head. Because the music room's window was broken, the girls thought the killer escaped through there. The sound of breaking glass that they heard at the entrance hall seemed to confirm that. Plus, Girl E's school swimsuit was stolen, so they concluded that the escaped killer was some pervert. How does that sound? Yep, an understandable explanation. Just as expected from the ultimate gamer who excels at clearing games.
But it wasn't a pervert, right? Wasn't the real killer Girl E?
Obviously. Girl E was waiting outside the music room for the other girls after she killed the first victim.
Did she lock the music room from the outside?
Then she would have totally needed the key from the office. Which means Girl E was hiding that key. We can assume she used it to lock the music room after she left it.
But Girl D was the one who went from the office to get the key to the music room, right?
By the way, since it was never mentioned in the game, we can conclude the possibility of there being a spare key, or exclude the possibility of there being a spare key. You can lock the music room from the inside, right? So from there, Girl E broke the window and escaped. And sprinted out the front of the music room as fast as she could before the others arrived. She would have passed by the entrance hall where the other girls were waiting if she tried to do that. Then forget this. It's not cute to see an old guy sulk.
Hey, is Girl E really the killer? We haven't reached an answer yet.
Based on the details of the game, it's no mistake that Girl E, who was waiting in the hallway, is the killer. Then what did Girl E do after killing the girl inside the music room? I guess I need to clear that up first. Alright. I know which one to hit with which bullet. First of all, the sound the girls heard wasn't the window breaking. It wasn't the window. Then what broke to make that sound? A vase. Vase? How low can you go? After the murder, a broken vase was discovered in the classroom next to the music room. So the sound of breaking glass that the four girls heard wasn't from the music room window. It was the sound of a vase breaking, probably. Actually, the murder was nearly finished by the time the four girls met in the entrance hall. Girl E killed the victim in the music room, broke the window, and went to the office to get the key. With that key, she locked the music room from the hallway, returned the key to the office, and went back to wait in front of the music room. All she had to do was break the vase in the next door classroom as the four girls met by the entrance hall, to make them think the murder had just occurred and that the killer had just escaped. So when the four of them ran over after they heard the sound, Girl E acted like she had just rushed over too.
I see. Now the mystery has been solved. Wait a minute. The mystery hasn't been solved yet. You haven't determined what the murder weapon was yet.
Murder weapon?
Who cares about the murder weapon? We found out who the killer was. Not cool. I went to all the trouble of making this death march, so you gotta stick with it to the end.
What the heck? You're so annoying. Fine, let's figure out the weapon. If this keeps up, I'm gonna feel like I need to shit. Which means I'll feel disgusting.
You're the disgusting one. The weapon's pretty unconventional. The answer was revealed in the game, though. Now then, will you guys be able to figure it out?
An unconventional weapon that also appeared in the game. If we're told we can't advance as long as we don't make that clear, then I have to do it. I'll do it. What do you think the weapon is? I have no idea. Was I out of line just now? Now then, there's something I need to tell you regarding the white noise and non-stop debates. Some lines of white noise are actually very durable. You won't always be able to destroy them in one shot. Durable white noise will chip away every time you shoot at them with the silencer, but unless you completely destroy them, your time limit will not be replenished. By the way, if your difficulty is set to gentle, white noise won't appear at... You get the gist, right? It appears the debate is getting tougher, so I've obtained some very useful information. I heard there's a guy named Gun something. Apparently he has a skill that can increase the power of the silencer. Gun something. I wonder who it is. Was I out of line just now? Well then, good luck and have fun. GLHF, as it were. Okay. Broken gravel. An unconventional weapon. Apparently appeared in the game, but... Okay, so I know the broken fish tank is the truth bullet that I need. Oh, nope, that wasn't it. The piano. Nope. Hajime agrees with me, just as I thought. She beat her to death with gravel. Wait, how? Isn't gravel too small? If she killed her by beating her with gravel, it would obviously have blood all over it. Okay, so the broken vase, victim's crime scene photo, broken fish tank, killer's escape route, stolen school swimsuit. Let's take a look at the crime scene photo. Oh, I want to get like a closer look at it. It was worth a shot. Okay, let me take another look. Twilight Syndrome murder case. A tipped-over fish tank was found in the music room, where the first victim's body was discovered. Gravel and water were scattered everywhere. Damn. I mean, there were no bloodstains on the fish tank. Wait, how? Can you even kill someone with just your fists? You're the one who suggested it. Okay, there are only so many truth bullets and so many, yeah. Okay, so it definitely wasn't broken glass. Oh right, I forgot that one. It looked like the broken vase had bloodstains on it. Alright, this is... I am stumped, honestly. I'll be right back. Okay, so... I was supposed to use a, yes. How the fuck? Okay. I got it. The killer must have used gravel to attack the victim. My goodness, I got it right. I was just throwing things out there. Yeah, I want to know how the gravel came not from a fish tank, but from the school swimsuit, apparently. I don't even want to know what that entails. But... Haha, just as I thought, I'm chosen by the gods. You're not chosen at all, and gravel is impossible. It's too small to be a weapon. What if the gravel was put in some sort of bag? A bag? What kind of bag? If the weapon is something that appeared in the game, then so is the bag. The only thing I can think of is the school swimsuit. If you tie the swimsuit like a bag and stuff it full of gravel, I think it'd make an effective weapon. Gravel inside the swimsuit? Even the Ace Attorney would be astonished by such a fantastic idea. But for the killer, it's an idea that kills two birds with one stone. To make people think the killer is some pervert, it makes sense for a school swimsuit to be stolen. And if that swimsuit was used to make an improvised weapon, it would have to be disposed of later. How about it, Monokuma? Are you satisfied now?
The happiness you feel when the mystery you create is solved. Only producers know this feeling of ecstasy.
But the real important talk begins now. Girl E had someone who can be called an accomplice. That person was actually Girl D. Girl D, you're talking about Mahiru, right?
Huh? Mahiru is the accomplice? What is this? What does that mean?
The piece of vase that became an important clue in the music room murder. Girl D got rid of it. It's okay, I made sure to throw it away. And apparently the reason Girl E committed murder in the first place was to protect Girl D. Girl D was being harassed by the victim. Girl E found out and tried to stop it, but they ended up getting into an argument. And she felt a rush of anger and ended up killing her. But she should have had a clear murderous intent. I mean, she choked her out and then bludgeoned her to death.
She probably made her unconscious by accident, and from there she couldn't go back. I somewhat understand that feeling. You can? That's pretty scary.
But Girl E was killed by someone on the 4th day, or the game's last day. I might as well ask just in case. Who do you think killed Girl E? Girl E's killer. Right now, the only person I can think of is that guy. It should have been Guy F. A scenario where Guy F murders Girl E out of a burning hellfire. Out of a burning hellfire desire to avenge his murdered sister. But Guy F is... what? It's just a story in a video game, isn't it? That's all you can say. If that game is telling the truth, it'd be a huge problem for you. Hey, clear this up for me. Those of you who appeared as characters in the game, do you remember this incident?
That is, I'm terribly sorry, but... They don't remember. That's obvious, because their school memories were, like, totally stolen. Even if I don't remember, I already know. It's obvious that guy's the killer. No one would kill a nice person like Mahiru besides a piece of shit menace to society like Fuyuhiko. Girl E and Mahiru were killed by that guy. You sure do talk a lot of shit. Well, I'm used to it by now. But does Mahiru's murder have anything to do with that game? Perhaps the two are unrelated. No, the game and Mahiru's death are probably related. In actuality, there's an important shared point with Girl E and Mahiru's murderer. The metal bat. Come on, where's it at? I'm not sure the two events are unrelated. At the very least, the killer has definitely played the game. As proof, Mahiru, who was killed at the beach house, and Girl E, who was killed in the game, were both killed by a blow to the head with a metal bat. There's no way we can ignore that connection. Someone must have wanted to split her head open the exact same way they avenged the first victim. Hey, why don't you confess already? You're the one who killed Mahiru, right? You better cut that out right now. There's no way a stupid game could be the motive. You're dumb enough to believe that stupid game, and that's why you killed her as revenge. If you keep making up your mind like that, we're just going to go around in circles. And it's true Fuyuhiko may look suspicious, but don't you think it'd be too obvious? What do you... I mean, there's a possibility that it's a trap set by the true killer. Trap? What do you mean? The true killer played that game and most likely found out about the relationships between the characters. That person could be using that knowledge to try and set up Fuyuhiko. Are you saying that a completely different killer murdered Mahiru and used the game as motive for their cover? Isn't that what happened, Hiyoko? Huh? Don't you understand? I'm saying you might be the true killer. What is this? Like, I can only laugh. What are you even saying, you nasty toilet clogging bitch?
Nah, I don't think Hiyoko did it. Much as I'd hate to admit it. Much as I'd love to see her get fucking executed. She's faking it. I mean, so were you. Wait a minute. You should have been at the beach house, Hiyoko.
Seriously, I told you I didn't.
But these footprints in the sand in front of the beach house, aren't they yours?
I don't have such ugly footprints. They're probably Mikan's based on how ugly they are. Don't decide that based on ugliness.
Huh? They're not Hyoko's footprints? That's strange. The footprints I collected from your room matches these footprints perfectly.
Collected? I never gave you permission to collect that, you nasty pedo.
Plus, the footprints left in the sand were facing away from the beach house. Which means, when the owner of these footprints went inside the beach house, they used a different entrance.
A different entrance? Are you talking about the door facing the road that Mahiru's body was leaning against?
Are you saying when that person went inside the beach house, the body hadn't appeared yet? The door was still accessible when they went in, and wasn't when they left. Which means, something happened in between those two events. Isn't that right, Hyoko?
I remember now. I remember when I went to the beach house.
So you finally decided to confess.
I'm pretty sure you guys already know, but going for walks in the morning is my daily routine.
I've never heard of that daily routine before.
And that's when I went to the beach house. I went there for my morning walk.
I see. So you went there during your morning walk. That doesn't hurt. If you went there during your morning walk, that doesn't have anything to do with the case at all. Don't believe her so easily, dumbass. She's obviously lying. Huh? It's a lie?
People who call other people liars are usually liars themselves. If you say I'm lying, prove it. Can you even prove that I'm lying? Ah! There's no way a bunch of worthless idiots like you guys will be able to do that.
I don't think so. Only during your morning walk, huh? Will you still claim that after you take a look at this letter? I was going to tell you in person, but I couldn't find you, so I put this in your mailbox. About what we discussed earlier. Is it okay if we change the place and time? I want you to come to the beach house on the second island at 2:30 p.m. Seems there's someone who wants to interfere with our meeting. Let's keep it a secret. Until then, let's try not to see each other for a while. It would be bad if they started suspecting us for no reason. Hiyoko Sayonji.
That letter? It's the one Mahiru had, right?
I see. So Hiyoko was able to arrange a meeting with Mahiru by exchanging letters with her.
What is that letter? I'm serious. I don't know.
Oh snap, I remember now. I totally saw you.
Huh?
Me and Hajime met up at the diner at around 3 p.m. to go to the beach. I saw you about 30 minutes later, so it should have been around 3:30 p.m. I see. So if she met Mahiru at 2:30 p.m., killed her, then ran away afterward, I think 3:30 p.m. is a reasonable time for you to have witnessed Hiyoko.
You're wrong. You're totally wrong.
Now that you mention it, you also passed by the diner, Fuyuhiko. Or you also passed by the diner, Fuyuhiko, so you should have seen Hiyoko too, right? No, I didn't. It's just a coincidence that I passed by the diner. I wasn't even paying attention to the beach house. I went straight to my cottage after I saw you guys. I didn't see anyone else during that time. For some reason, that sounds suspicious too. It's the truth. Deal with it. Just leave him alone. It'd be a waste of time to question him any further. Anyway, that letter in Kazuichi's testimony says it all. You were meeting up with Mahiru at the beach house.
Seriously, I don't know. I didn't even write that letter. I'm telling the truth. I really don't know.
Is she really crying, or is she faking it? She's probably faking it. We can assume she summoned Mahiru with the intention of killing her all along. That's why she wrote a letter to let her know where to meet, so the others wouldn't find out. And then you went ahead to the beach house, hid yourself in a specific place, and waited for Mahiru. There's evidence of that, too. The only place I can think of where Hiyoko was hiding is probably that place, right? Spot a suspicious spot. What the hell? Oh, I can't go back in backlog. That's not good. And that's where Hiyoko was? What am I doing? That's obviously not it. Hiyoko was outside the beach house? Oh. Okay, I have to point out where she was hiding, that's it. Ugh, excuse me. The place where Hiyoko was hiding. You talking about the closet? Where Ibuki is right now? Find out on the next exciting episode of P-Storm.